Welcome to the final episode of Anime of the Decade, presented to you by What Do You Say Anime. I am your host Peter, and on today's episode we will be concluding our list with our number 10 through 1 animes of the decade. This project was a lot of work, and I would like to thank everyone who helped me out with this list, because without you, I'm just a dude speaking anime nonsense into a microphone. If this is your first time checking out the list, here's the breakdown on how I judge the animes. First, any show that aired from 2010 to 2019 is eligible, with the following exceptions. Any show that has significantly more popularity in Japan than in the West, such as Detective Conan or Doraemon. As a North American podcast, I felt our target market would not understand the impact of these shows without going into grave detail. Second, any shows or franchises that span multiple decades that make it hard to justify their impact on a specific decade. From the first episode, we used Dragon Ball as an example. Next, any shows with multiple seasons, spin-offs, OVAs, or similar animated related content may be listed as a franchise. An example we used from last episode was the JoJo series. To make things as simple as possible in terms of rating and popularity, I will be using My Anime List, as it is the most popular anime tracking site for North America. And lastly, shows will be ranked by community input from listeners like you, personal and public rating, popularity, visuals, sound, voice acting, cultural impact, genre impact, generalization impact, monetization, and any other miscellaneous data I found while compiling this list. With that out of the way, let's get started with our number 10. At number 10, we have Madoka Magica. For those who grew up on animes with shows such as Sailor Moon or Dragon Ball Z as a kid, Madoka came out as we were finally entering adulthood. It isn't hard to imagine then why Madoka is so highly rated by this generation. Madoka touches on the duality of happiness and despair as it pertains to love and pain for young adults. This is something that they are experienced with all too often in time of their lives. Alongside that, the show's ability to be both colorful and bleak at the same time is no small feat. All these things, along with being such a psychological drama with cute magical girl aesthetic, brought something new and fresh into the anime scene when moe was all the rage. It deviated from the norm. With an 8.42 rating, Madoka is a show well worth giving a watch that really started the decade off well, and in my opinion, paved the ways for shows such as School Live, Yuki Yuna is a Hero, and other popular magical girl shows. Madoka is the most sold DVD/Blu-ray first week sales pertaining to its first volume, was selling over 62,000 copies. To give that some context, that outsold such shows as Fullmetal Alchemist, Code Geass, Gundam Destiny, and Gundam Seed, and it was the second most sold anime in 2011 behind Baka Monogatari. With its impact on the anime community overall, its financial success, and its high rating, Madoka Magica lands its way at number 10 on the list. At number 9, we have One Punch Man. One Punch Man coming from director One, who also created Mob Psycho 100, spanning 2 seasons. However, its impact on the anime world is greatly influenced by season 1. A comedic masterpiece of satire mixed with exquisite animations from Madhouse and dazzling action sequences. Along with its straight-laced character Saitama, One Punch Man's ensemble of brilliant side characters such as Genos and Best Boy Moonrider takes the premise of a simple shonen and turns it into one of the most beloved animes of recent time. Season 1 coming in as the 51st ranked anime all time with an 8.68 and the 5th most popular anime with over 1.4 million members. One Punch Man's appeal to the masses with a simple premise, but allocating its resources to provide us with such a great cast of characters and funny hijinks, punches its way into our number 9 spot. Coming in at number 8, we have the last movie on our list, and that's Your Name. The highest rated anime movie of all time with an astounding 9.09, ranking at number 4, and its popularity with over 1.1 million members. Your Name has become one of the most popular anime movies ever. Your Name, since its release in 2016, is already the second highest grossing anime film ever, only behind Spirited Away. However, with a special release more than likely planned for the future, I can assume that this will be the highest grossing anime film ever in its coming years. Your Name is also regarded as one of the most polished and well-made anime movies in terms of visuals. With Comics Waves filmed at the helm of animations, we are entranced of a world of rural Japan, along with the busy Tokyo, all while every piece of animation is shining with its beauty. Your name is highly regarded in its animation. Let's also not forget the original soundtrack. As one of the most listened to anime soundtracks ever, and the opening song from Radwimps is the second most viewed anime related song ever on YouTube. However, I would argue the song Zen Zen Zens is the most important song to an anime movie ever. If you have seen this movie and heard this song, you know exactly what I'm talking about. As a staple in the anime movie industry, gorgeous visuals, amazing soundtrack, Your Name is the #1 movie of the decade and a number 8 overall. At number 7, we have one of the most popular beloved shonens of all time, Hunter x Hunter. Ranked 3rd and is the 20th most popular anime ever, as one of the most popular manga in anime ever, Hunter x Hunter is one of the best examples of an action shonen that doesn't rely on fights to be the best part of the show. Hunter x Hunter has some of the greatest arcs in anime history. Whether it's York New City, the Chimera Ant arc, or my personal favorite Greed Island, Hunter x Hunter's storylines are some of the most thought out and well executed pieces of story in anime today. And it wouldn't be a story-based show without the inclusion of an elite cast of characters. From Gon and Killua's friendship, Kurapika's drive for revenge, Leorio's goals, Hisoka's demeanor, or Miriam's human side, we are exposed to a vast array of characters with unique characteristics and identity. Viewers of Hunter x Hunter have a tough time choosing who their favorite character is, and in this masterpiece of a show. Along with the iconic OP departure and one of the most viewed endings of all time, Hunting for a Dream, the ranking, popularity, the cast of characters leads us to the end our adventure of Hunter x Hunter, coming at number 7 of anime of the decade. Regarding as one of the greatest sci-fi animes of all time and my personal voice acting role ever, landing in Akihabara at number 6, we have the anime Steins Gate. Steins Gate consists of its original season and an OVA, an alternate episode of episode 23, which leads to the premise of the sequel, Steins Gate 0. The original Steins Gate is ranked 2nd in rating and 7th in popularity, while Steins Gate 0 is ranked lower but still an impressive 8.54, landing at 86 all time. Steins Gate has multiple reasons to why it is the second highest rated anime of all time. As stated before, the voice acting in Steins Gate is just one of the many things that make the show what it is. From the toot-toot-oos and evil genius laughs from scientist Okabe, Steins Gate's casting of brilliant voice acting is definitely one of the best this decade. Steins Gate most certainly has one of the most satisfying stories in anime ever, executing a magnum opus from beginning to end. From the twists and turns of comedy and action, Steins Gate takes all these elements and turns it not into only one of the best animes of the decade, but one of the best animes of all time. At number 5, we have one of the most popular animes of this generation and is surely leading the shonen race for the future. At number 5, we have My Hero Academia. Spanning 3 seasons and currently airing 4th, along with a motion picture, a second motion picture planned for 2019, and hopefully for us North American fans, we get it early 2020. My Hero Academia is one of those animes that transcends the anime community. We have seen athletes' cleats with My Hero Academia artwork, Nike producing Deku Jordans, and wrestlers' gear repping All Might's costume. My Hero Academia is one of those shows where even my non-anime watching girlfriend has heard of this. In terms of rating, Season 2 is the highest rated one at 8.6, but all seasons and the motion picture have a rating above 8. And in terms of popularity, is the 12th most popular anime ever. And in terms of popularity, if you ever visit a convention, I would easily say that My Hero Academia is the most cosplay anime at most cons. There's a lot to say why My Hero Academia is number 5 on our list, and I'm just going to run through some of the accomplishments to why it's earned this rank. The OP from Season 2, Peace Sign, is the most viewed OP ever on YouTube with over 172 million views. The Two Heroes motion picture earned $28 million in the box office, which was the second highest grossing anime movie worldwide for 2018, only behind Mirai. And the My Hero 1 Justice video game, and as of February 2019, had over 500,000 shipped copies, and has a sequel planned for 2020. My Hero Academia was also the winner of multiple awards, including the infamous 2018 Crunchyroll Awards dubbed the My Hero Academia Awards. Those examples are just the tip of the iceberg. Along with those and many other accomplishments, fabulous animations by Bone Studios, high rating across multiple seasons, and its overall popularity, My Hero Academia comes at number 5 on our list. This decade wouldn't be the same if it wasn't entranced by a Battle Royale. Summoning its way into number 4, we have the Battle Royale for the Holy Grail with the Fate franchise. Starting the decade with the ever-popular Fate Zero, we are then introduced to sequels, spin-offs, alternate storylines, and motion pictures. This decade was jam-packed with anything and everything Fate. Stemming from the animation studio Ufotable, we are taken back by the beautiful artwork Ufotable has done with these scenes ranging from epic battles, motorcycle chases, and the slice-of-life scenery we see in the franchise. But it wouldn't be Fate without the fights. Some of the best fights we've ever seen in anime today come from the Fate franchise. Whether it's Iskander vs. Gilgamesh in Fate Zero, or Archer vs. Lancer in Unlimited Blade Works, we got our popcorn ready for some intense battles Fate presents. And we can't talk about Fate without mentioning the ever-popular Fate Grand Order mobile game. In 2018 alone, Grand Order made over $1.2 billion in revenue. In terms of how much money that is, Pokemon Go made $1.3 billion, and the ever-popular PC game League of Legends made $1.4 billion. Due to its popularity of the game, it has spawned the currently airing Fate Grand Order Babylonia anime. With its popularity, animations, story, mobile game, and high rating, the list goes on and on. The Fate franchise wins the Holy Grail at our number 4 anime of the decade. At number 3, and it wouldn't be 2010 without the decade of Isekai. With more and more adaptations being produced faster than the speed of light, we wouldn't be here where we are today without this pillar of Isekai and fantasy genre-defying anime. And that, of course, is Sword Art Online. Beginning its journey into the Isekai world in 2012, Sword Art Online has reached its popularity as the 3rd most popular anime of all time, and is easily one of the most popular Isekai or fantasy animes ever. A show I personally can't stand, but I cannot deny its impact on the anime world. Not the first Isekai ever, but definitely the Isekai to take its genre to what it is today. It seems every season we are getting at least 3 Isekais, and nearing 20 Isekais alone for 2019. The popularity of this genre continues to grow as each season of anime begins. SAO itself spans 3 seasons, with the 3rd season currently airing, a motion picture in ordinal scale, and a side story in the same universe with Gun Gale Online. SAO continues its popularity every season, along with being one of the most popular light novels ever. Just like My Hero Academia, Sword Art Online is definitely one of the most popular cosplay shows, especially when the show came out. Its impact on the cosplay community has every boy being Edgelord Kirito or Best Girl Asuna. Whether you like the show or not, we owe its popularity and success to the reason why so many fantasy mangas and light novels are getting adapted to animes. For its popularity and impact on multiple facets of the anime world, SAO Deus Ex Machina's into our number 3 spot of anime of the decade. Next, we have the highest rated anime ever. However, started in 2009, finished in July of 2010. We have my all-time favorite show, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Ranked number 1 at an astounding 9.23 and is the 4th most popular anime ever, Fullmetal takes the fantasy concept of equivalent exchange and turns it into a well-thought-out story of politics, corruption, and family. Fullmetal touches on almost every single genre and knocks it out of the park. From action scenes on a singular to grand scale, to newly peaceful country on an aftermath of a war, dealing with the repercussions of post-traumatic stress disorder, acceptance and doubt, to the bind of 2 brothers who set out on an adventure to get their physical body back. Fullmetal takes the fantasy world and makes it seem real. Its interactions with politics and feeling between characters almost makes you forget that you were even watching an anime, because there aren't many shows that do what Fullmetal Alchemist does at the level it does it at. Everything about the show is what makes it a masterpiece it is today. Even the filler episodes have some purpose to the main characters or storyline. The show is filled with a cast of characters. The Eldridge brothers, Roy Mustang, Reza Hawkeye, Colonel Armstrong, Furter Bradley, and the list goes on and on. So many different interactions with this plethora of characters makes it one of the greatest ensembles of characters in anime history. With its brilliant story, characters, hodgepodge of everything great, Fullmetal Alchemist transmutes into our second slot. Before we get to our number one show, I want to give a shout out to our honorable mentions. These shows all have their reasons to be considered on the list, but for fun, you can consider these number 40 through 31, and you can pick the order. Rakugo Shinju, Kill la Kill, Noragami, Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai, Nishijo, Ping Pong the Animation, A Place Further Than the Universe, Mirai Nikki, ReZero, Made in Abyss. While I wish some of these shows made the list, it was a tight list, and if it was my personal list, some of these shows would definitely be on the list. And finally, we are at the moment we've been waiting for, our number one anime of the decade. This anime is responsible for some of the most brilliant visuals, sound design, story, and overall cultural phenomenon in a very long time. As the second most popular and fifth highest ranked anime of all time, we conclude our journey with number one, Attack on Titan. As the most popular anime of this decade, Attack on Titan blasted its way into anime spring of 2013. Immediately, this show's adaptation from its ever-popular manga began to make headlines. An anime so popular, even my mom has heard of it. Attack on Titan appeals to almost everyone who is a fan of action or naked giants. Attack on Titan's emergence of a society ruled by fear and conflict takes the story of a kingdom imprisoned by mythological creatures and turns it into a fast-paced, action-filled drama with amazing visuals and breathtaking fight scenes, and is a cast of characters that'll make you laugh, cry, and pissed off at. Along with the characters, to me, has one of the most memorable OPs of all time. Season 1's opener, Gurren no Yumiya, to me is the best OP to accurately portray a feeling of a show. While Attack on Titan has other great OPs and EDs, Gurren no Yumiya is definitely the cornerstone of its music. Spanning 3 seasons, concluding its story in Season 4 airing in 2020, Attack on Titan's popularity and rating are elite. Not only the anime, but the manga as well, as only One Piece has sold more copies than Attack on Titan this decade. Its impact on the shonen/seinen genre is on a level of its own. From its choreographed CG fight scenes, dramatic storylines, popularity, and high rating, I award Attack on Titan as our number one anime of the decade. Thank you for tuning into this list. This list, I felt, incorporated my justifications and qualifications in order for each show to be landed. As for a personal list, my favorite anime would be Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, and I would have awarded that the number one if it was based off my personal preference. But that's just me. Tell me what you thought of the list. Something you don't agree with? Is my logic poor? What would be your number one show of the decade? Let me know in the comments below. While you are down there, please smash the like button, and if you are interested in seeing more content from What Do You Say Anime, please subscribe as you will be seeing more content in the coming weeks and months. If you're on Twitter, please follow What Do You Say Annie, that is What Do You Say ANI on Twitter, as I am the most active there. And you can ask anything from a question or to content you would like to see on future episodes. If you are not on Twitter, you can also email me at whatdoyousayanime@gmail.com. Thank you once again, and we will see you next time.